The human body is equipped with an astonishing internal network of sensors, hormones, and signaling molecules that constantly measure stress, energy, oxygen, inflammation, and immune threats. And hidden in nature, scattered across mountains, forests, deserts, and high-altitude plateaus, are rare plants and fungi that interact with the system in ways scientists are only beginning to understand. These substances do not force the body in one direction the way stimulants or sedatives do. Instead, they help the body restore its own balance. Some reduce cortisol only when cortisol is too high. Some boost energy only when energy is too low. Some sharpen mental clarity only when the brain is fatigued. In lab studies, certain compounds found in these plants have been shown to increase oxygen efficiency in muscles, improve neuroplasticity, calm the amygdala, strengthen the immune response, and even influence mitochondrial performance. What makes them truly fascinating is that they are not just health boosters. They respond to the body's internal environment moment by moment. And tonight, we are diving into the science, the surprising discoveries, and the modern research behind these natural regulators known as adaptogens, exploring how they work, what they change, and why they have captured the attention of scientists worldwide. Adaptogens are unique because they act through a principle called adaptive homeostasis, a concept in modern biology that explains how the body can expand its stress tolerance range. Unlike stimulants that spike the system or sedatives that shut it down, adaptogens fine-tune the body's stress response. Research on ashwagandha, for example, shows it can lower elevated cortisol by supporting the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis without causing sedation. Studies on rhodiola reveal that it increases ATP production in mitochondria, helping the body resist fatigue during physical and mental stress. Ginseng has been shown to improve glucose uptake, oxygen use, and nitric oxide signaling, acting almost like a metabolic optimizer. Reishi contains beta-glucans that support immune intelligence, helping immune cells communicate more efficiently. And cordyceps has demonstrated the ability to increase oxygen utilization in muscles, which is why it's used by athletes looking for improved endurance without stimulants. Each adaptogen interacts with the human body in a slightly different way, yet they all share one core trait, helping the system become more resilient under pressure. One of the most fascinating parts of adaptogen research is how these plants and fungi seem to protect the brain from the long-term effects of stress. Chronic stress can shrink the hippocampus, reduce focus, weaken memory, and interfere with sleep. But certain adaptogens appear to support neurogenesis, the growth of new brain cells, and protect neurons from stress hormones. Lion's mane, although technically a functional mushroom rather than a classic adaptogen, contains compounds that stimulate nerve growth factor. Ashwagandha shows evidence of reducing neuronal damage caused by high cortisol. Rhodiola may improve neurotransmitter balance by influencing serotonin and dopamine pathways. These aren't theories. These are biochemical interactions observed in controlled settings. And as modern life becomes more demanding, these naturally balancing substances are gaining global attention for their calming, energizing, and stabilizing qualities. In addition to the brain, adaptogens show effects on physical endurance and recovery. Cordyceps is known for enhancing ATP production, which is central to cellular energy. Athletes who use it often report improved stamina without the jittery stimulation that comes from caffeine. Ginseng has been observed to increase nitric oxide, improving circulation and oxygen delivery. Even maca, which grows in extreme altitudes of the Andes, contains compounds that appear to support hormone balance and energy resilience. These are not quick fixes, they are long-term supports that help the body adapt to physical and emotional stressors. The more researchers study them, the more they seem to reveal how deeply connected plants and humans are on a biochemical level. A surprising element of adaptogen science is how individualized their effects can be. Someone under high stress may find ashwagandha calming. Someone with low energy may find rhodiola energizing. Someone dealing with mental fog may notice clearer focus with lion's mane. This is because adaptogens tend to act like regulators, not drivers. They support the body's existing pathways instead of overriding them. This allows them to benefit many systems at once: the brain, the immune response, the endocrine system, the metabolism, and even the cardiovascular system, without pushing the body too far in any direction. As we look into the scientific work being done across universities, biotechnology labs, and clinical research centers, it becomes clear that adaptogens are being studied not for vague wellness claims, but for measurable biological effects. For example, ashwagandha has multiple clinical trials showing reductions in perceived stress. Rhodiola has documented effects on reducing physical fatigue during stress. Ginseng is being researched for metabolic support. Reishi is studied for its role in immune modulation. Schisandra appears in studies for liver protection and antioxidant capacity. Astragalus is known for its role in immune signaling and telomere stability. Maca is studied for hormonal balance and reproductive resilience. Cordyceps is examined for endurance and oxygen use. These interactions are complex and interconnected, and each one reveals another piece of how adaptogens strengthen the body's ability to function under pressure. Adaptogens also support deeper internal stability through their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory pathways. Inflammation, when excessive, can slow recovery, disrupt energy, and interfere with hormonal balance. Many adaptogens contain strong antioxidants that help reduce oxidative stress. Shilajit, for example, is rich in fulvic acid, which enhances nutrient absorption at the cellular level and supports mitochondrial energy. Schisandra contains lignans that protect the liver. Holy basil has compounds that reduce inflammatory markers and support the nervous system. These are measurable, research-supported effects that help explain why people often describe feeling more stable and more grounded when using adaptogens regularly. Their influence on sleep and circadian rhythm is another important area of research. Stress often disrupts sleep, and poor sleep increases stress, creating a loop that's hard to escape. Ashwagandha appears to improve sleep quality by calming physiological stress responses. Reishi contains compounds that may help regulate sleep cycles. Holy basil helps reduce nighttime stress signals. By supporting the stress response, adaptogens help restore the internal balance that makes restful sleep possible. Adaptogens also interact with the gut-brain axis. Some contain prebiotic fibers that feed beneficial gut bacteria. Others reduce stress hormones that negatively affect digestion. When the digestive system is stable, nutrient absorption improves, energy production becomes smoother, and the immune system functions more efficiently. These are structural, measurable improvements, not vague promises. The beauty of adaptogens is not that they claim to cure everything. It's that they support the body in a way that enhances its natural ability to deal with pressure, recovery, and change. They help you function on busy days, recover on difficult days, and maintain clarity during mentally demanding moments. They don't force the body, they guide it. And that guidance is what has made them both ancient tools and modern scientific interests. Adaptogens work through multiple pathways at the same time, which is why their effects appear so broad. One of the most important pathways is their influence on the HPA axis, the communication system between the brain and adrenal glands that controls stress hormones. When this system becomes overstimulated, cortisol stays high for too long, leading to fatigue, irritability, sleep problems, and reduced immunity. Ashwagandha, rhodiola, tulsi, and ginseng all interact with this axis by helping the body regulate cortisol output more efficiently. Instead of suppressing cortisol entirely, they help normalize the rhythm of its release, which is essential because cortisol has healthy roles too, such as waking you up in the morning and responding to real threats. Adaptogens help keep the response sharp without becoming excessive. Another area of interest is how adaptogens protect mitochondria, the energy factories of cells. Mitochondrial stress can lead to fatigue, slower recovery, and reduced endurance. Cordyceps is one of the most studied adaptogens in this field. Research shows that it increases ATP production, allowing cells to generate energy more efficiently. Rhodiola has also demonstrated mitochondrial protective effects by reducing oxidative damage and supporting better oxygen utilization. Shilajit, which is not a plant, but a mineral-rich resin found in mountain ranges, is known for fulvic acid and dibenzo-alpha-pyrones that directly support mitochondrial function. This combination of protecting the energy system while enhancing its efficiency is one reason adaptogens are so often used for long-term vitality. The immune system is another major area where adaptogens have shown significant scientific value. Reishi mushroom contains beta-glucans that support communication between immune cells, helping them respond more precisely to threats. Astragalus root appears in studies for stimulating certain immune pathways that help maintain resilience. Holy basil contains compounds that reduce stress-induced immune suppression, helping keep the body's defenses stable. These are measurable changes in immune markers that scientists can monitor, which is why adaptogens are being researched, not only for daily wellness, but also for long-term immune stability. Adaptogens also have a stabilizing effect on inflammation. Chronic inflammation can slow down recovery and interfere with many systems in the body, including the brain and metabolism. Schisandra contains lignans with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects that protect liver cells. Holy basil has been studied for its influence on inflammatory enzymes that contribute to stress-related inflammation. Ashwagandha contains withanolides that reduce oxidative stress and support cellular stability. These effects explain why many people notice improvements in joint comfort or general physical recovery when using adaptogens consistently. Another surprising effect is how certain adaptogens interact with neurotransmitters. Rhodiola has been studied for increasing levels of serotonin and dopamine in a balanced way, which supports mood stability and cognitive resilience. Ashwagandha influences GABAergic pathways that help calm the nervous system without sedation. Lion's mane stimulates nerve growth factor, which supports the development and maintenance of neurons. These pathways help explain why adaptogens are associated with improved focus, reduced mental fatigue, and sharper cognitive flexibility. Adaptogens can also influence blood sugar stability, a key factor in energy levels and long-term metabolic health. Ginseng has been shown to help cells use glucose more efficiently. Shilajit supports improved nutrient absorption at the cellular level, which indirectly helps with energy stability. Maca has compounds that may support glucose regulation during physical or emotional stress. When blood sugar is stable, mood, energy, and focus tend to remain more consistent throughout the day. Hormonal balance is another area where adaptogens show measurable effects. Ashwagandha appears in studies related to thyroid support, especially in cases of mild imbalance. Maca has been researched for its effects on reproductive hormones and energy resilience, likely due to its unique plant sterols and adaptogenic compounds. Holy basil also appears in research for its calming effects on stress-induced hormonal fluctuations. Adaptogens do not act like synthetic hormones. Instead, they support the regulatory systems that oversee hormonal activity, which helps the body maintain balance naturally. Physical endurance is strongly influenced by how efficiently the body uses oxygen, manages lactic acid, and maintains steady cellular energy. Cordyceps, rhodiola, and ginseng are especially relevant here. Cordyceps is known for improving VO2 max, the measure of how efficiently your body uses oxygen during exercise. Rhodiola reduces feelings of exertion during stress or activity, likely due to its effects on ATP and mitochondrial protection. Ginseng improves circulation by supporting nitric oxide production, allowing oxygen and nutrients to reach muscles more effectively. These benefits explain why adaptogens are commonly used by individuals seeking to improve performance without stimulants. Another emerging area of research involves adaptogens and brain inflammation. Modern neuroscience recognizes that low-level chronic inflammation in the brain can slow down mental clarity and increase susceptibility to stress. Lion's mane, ashwagandha, and rhodiola all show potential in protecting the brain from this type of stress. Their antioxidant compounds reduce the oxidative load on neurons and support clearer communication between brain cells. This leads to better mental stability, improved learning capacity, and stronger memory performance. Sleep cycles are often disrupted by stress hormones, inflammation, and irregular cortisol patterns. Reishi, ashwagandha, and tulsi all show benefits in supporting more stable sleep patterns. Ashwagandha reduces nighttime cortisol spikes. Reishi supports deeper phases of sleep through its calming triterpenes. Holy basil reduces mental tension that can interfere with sleep. People often describe waking up more refreshed, not because the adaptogens act as sedatives, but because they reduce the internal stress signals that interrupt natural sleep cycles. Adaptogens also support cardiovascular resilience. Ginseng supports nitric oxide pathways, improving circulation. Rhodiola reduces oxidative stress in the heart during demanding periods. Schisandra supports healthy liver function, which indirectly helps maintain cardiovascular balance by regulating lipid metabolism. Astragalus appears in studies for supporting vascular stability. These combined effects contribute to better stamina and long-term cardiovascular resilience. Another scientifically intriguing effect is how adaptogens influence the gut-brain axis. Stress has a direct impact on digestion, causing bloating, discomfort, and reduced nutrient absorption. Adaptogens like ashwagandha and holy basil help calm the stress response that impacts the gut. Reishi contains prebiotic fibers that support beneficial gut bacteria. A balanced gut microbiome can improve immunity, mental clarity, and energy stability. Scientists now understand that gut health is deeply tied to mood and cognitive performance, making this one of the most valuable pathways of adaptogens. Adaptogens also influence the body's detoxification pathways. Schisandra uniquely supports liver enzymes that help break down waste products more efficiently. Holy basil contains compounds that support natural detoxification processes. These effects are important because a well-functioning liver and detoxification system contribute to stable energy, hormonal balance, and overall vitality. Another significant area of interest involves cellular protection. Many adaptogens contain compounds that protect cells from oxidative stress, a major contributor to aging and physical decline. Shilajit's fulvic acid is known for transporting minerals into cells, improving their hydration and resilience. Astragalus contains compounds associated with telomere stability, an important factor in cellular longevity. These interactions are subtle but meaningful, supporting long-term health at the cellular level. Adaptogens also help people respond to demanding environments more effectively. High-altitude environments, extreme temperatures, and long work hours all place stress on physiological systems. Adaptogens like maca and cordyceps evolved in harsh environments and carry protective properties that help humans adapt. This is why people living at high altitudes often use maca, and why cordyceps has become popular among athletes and individuals who experience physical stress from daily responsibilities. The effects of adaptogens are cumulative. Short-term use can support mental clarity or energy, but long-term use allows the body to build a stronger stress resilience foundation. This is because adaptogens strengthen multiple systems at once: the nervous system, hormonal balance, mitochondrial function, immune intelligence, and metabolic stability. Over time, these systems work together more efficiently, leading to greater calm, clearer focus, more consistent energy, and better overall performance during stress. Adaptogens also demonstrate measurable effects on oxidative stress, which is one of the main contributors to accelerated aging and cellular fatigue. Many adaptogens contain polyphenols, flavonoids, lignans, or unique triterpenoids that neutralize free radicals and protect cell membranes from damage. Schisandra berries are especially rich in lignans that help shield liver cells from oxidative stress, enhancing the body's ability to manage toxins and maintain internal balance. Ashwagandhas with analydes reduce lipid peroxidation, which is a type of oxidative damage linked to fatigue and cognitive decline. Rhodiola contains selidroside, a compound known for its strong antioxidant properties that support endurance and stress resilience. By reducing oxidative stress, adaptogens help stabilize energy, preserve mental clarity, and support long-term cellular function. Another key effect of adaptogens involves improved circulation and oxygen delivery. The ability to maintain optimal blood flow affects energy levels, cognitive performance, and physical stamina. Ginseng has been shown to improve endothelial function, which is the responsiveness of blood vessels. This supports healthier circulation and enhances oxygen delivery to tissues. Cordyceps improves oxygen utilization by increasing the efficiency of oxygen exchange in the lungs and supporting ATP generation in muscle cells. Schisandra supports healthy circulation by interacting with nitric oxide pathways. These effects help explain why people often notice improved endurance, reduced fatigue, and better physical performance when using adaptogens consistently. Adaptogens also support metabolic efficiency. When metabolism is stable, energy levels remain consistent, appetite is well regulated, and the body can respond better to physical or mental stress. Ginseng helps improve glucose uptake by cells, allowing the body to use energy more efficiently. Ashwagandha has been studied for its potential support of thyroid function, which plays a major role in metabolic regulation. Shilajit helps transport minerals into cells, supporting enzyme activity and metabolic stability. Maca interacts with the endocrine system in a way that supports balanced energy and hormonal function, which indirectly influences metabolism. These interactions contribute to smoother energy throughout the day and a reduced likelihood of sudden fatigue. Adaptogens also influence how the body handles mental stress. Modern neuroscience shows that chronic stress affects the amygdala, hippocampus, and prefrontal cortex, the regions responsible for emotional regulation, memory, and decision-making. Ashwagandha helps reduce the physiological stress response, which can protect brain structures from excessive cortisol exposure. Rhodiola supports neurotransmitter balance that influences the brain's stress pathways. Holy basil contains compounds that help modulate stress-related neurotransmitters. These effects explain why adaptogens are often associated with improved emotional resilience and mental stability. Your nervous system relies on a delicate balance between activation and relaxation. Too much activation leads to anxiety, restlessness, and insomnia, Too much suppression leads to low motivation and fatigue. Adaptogens help stabilize this balance. Ashwagandha interacts with GABAergic signaling without causing sedation, promoting calmness while maintaining alertness. Rhodiola supports balanced dopamine and serotonin pathways, helping maintain a steady, clear mental state. Lion's mane supports neurogenesis and nerve growth factor, strengthening nerve communication. These effects work together to help the brain stay adaptable, calm, and focused even during demanding periods. Another scientifically interesting effect is how adaptogens support the body's natural detoxification pathways. The liver is responsible for filtering waste products and processing chemicals, hormones, and nutrients. Schisandra berry has been extensively studied for its ability to support liver enzymes involved in detoxification. Holy basil supports the breakdown of waste products and reduces stress-related liver burden. Reishi helps protect liver cells through its antioxidant compounds. When liver function is efficient, energy is more stable, hormonal signals are clearer, and the body recovers more effectively from daily stress. The endocrine system is deeply tied to stress resilience. Stress affects reproductive health, energy rhythms, and metabolism. Maca contains unique plant sterols that help support balanced hormonal signaling. Ashwagandha appears in studies related to thyroid support and stress-induced hormonal imbalance. Holy basil helps reduce stress hormones that interfere with endocrine stability. These effects help create a more stable internal environment, especially during demanding phases of life that challenge the body's natural balance. Gut health plays a central role in overall well-being. Stress reduces digestive enzyme activity, disrupts gut motility, and impacts the microbiome. Adaptogens like reishi provide prebiotic compounds that feed beneficial gut bacteria. Holy basil helps reduce stress signals that negatively affect digestion. Ashwagandha supports calmer nervous system activity, which allows digestion to function more smoothly. A stable gut environment improves nutrient absorption, immune strength, and mental clarity due to the direct communication between the gut and the brain. Adaptogens also support physical recovery after exertion. Exercise, long workdays, and disturbed sleep all create internal stress. Cordyceps helps improve recovery by increasing ATP production and improving oxygen delivery. Rhodiola reduces the feeling of exertion during physical tasks and helps muscles adapt more quickly to workload. Ginseng supports circulation, which can aid recovery and reduce fatigue. Schisandra helps protect tissues from oxidative stress that occurs during intense activity. These interactions collectively support quicker recovery times and more consistent physical performance. Another area where adaptogens show value is in cognitive performance under pressure. Stress can reduce working memory, slow reaction time, and impair focus. Rhodiola helps maintain cognitive performance during stress by influencing neurotransmitter levels. Lion's mane supports nerve growth factor, helping the brain maintain strong communication between neurons. Ashwagandha reduces stress-related mental fatigue. These combined effects contribute to improved clarity, sharper attention, and better response to cognitive challenges. Some adaptogens, like astragalus and shilajit, also influence cellular longevity. Astragalus is known for its compounds that support telomere maintenance, an important factor in aging research. Shilajit's fulvic acid helps transport nutrients into cells, supporting cellular hydration and energy. These effects help maintain cellular resilience, especially during periods of stress where cells are more vulnerable to damage. Adaptogens also stabilize the body's response to heat, cold, and environmental stressors. Rhodiola was traditionally used in cold northern climates because of its ability to support resilience in harsh weather. Maca grows in extreme altitudes and supports stability in fluctuating temperatures. Holy basil has been used historically to help the body respond to environmental stress. These environmental benefits relate closely to the adaptogenic principle, helping the body maintain stability under changing conditions. The endocrine and nervous systems work together to regulate energy, mood, and physical resilience. Adaptogens strengthen this connection by reducing chronic stress signals that interfere with hormonal communication. When the stress response stabilizes, energy becomes smoother, the mind becomes clearer, and the body adapts more efficiently to daily challenges. This is one of the core reasons adaptogens remain relevant both in traditional use and modern scientific exploration. Another aspect of adaptogens is their effect on appetite and cravings during stressful periods. Stress can cause overeating, undereating, or unstable hunger signals. By supporting cortisol balance and stabilizing blood sugar, adaptogens like ashwagandha and ginseng help reduce stress-driven appetite fluctuations. This creates a more consistent eating rhythm and helps the body maintain metabolic balance. Finally, one of the most meaningful scientific observations is that adaptogens help people maintain internal balance without overstimulation or sedation. They strengthen the body's ability to self-regulate. They do not override the system, they support it. This makes them distinct from stimulants that produce short-term spikes or sedatives that reduce responsiveness. Adaptogens instead allow the body to operate at a steadier, more resilient baseline, which is essential for long-term health. The long-term impact of adaptogens becomes clearer when looking at how they influence multiple systems in the body simultaneously. Stress does not show up in just one place. It affects sleep, digestion, hormones, cognitive performance, and immunity. Because adaptogens act across several physiological pathways, their benefits compound over time. This is why people often describe gradual shifts rather than sudden changes. Their nervous system becomes calmer, energy stays steadier, and resilience increases in a measurable biological way. Adaptogens help restore the internal flexibility that stress usually suppresses. One area that highlights this flexibility is cognitive endurance. The brain consumes a large amount of energy relative to its size, and under stress, it demands even more. Rhodiola helps the brain use energy more efficiently during high mental load. Lion's mane strengthens neural pathways by supporting nerve growth factor. Ginseng improves cerebral blood flow, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to the brain during demanding tasks. Ashwagandha reduces stress signals that interfere with concentration. These effects help the brain maintain accuracy, memory, and focus during long periods of study, work, or decision-making. Adaptogens also influence how the body manages long hours of high alertness. Modern life often requires extended attention spans, multitasking, and quick responses. Stimulants may provide temporary alertness, but can lead to crashes or irritability. Adaptogens create a different pattern, stable, sustainable focus without overstimulation. Cordyceps supports ATP production to fuel long-lasting energy. Rhodiola reduces perception of fatigue, allowing the mind to function with less strain. The result is a smoother, more controlled state of productivity. Another important area is respiratory efficiency. Some adaptogens, especially cordyceps, have been studied for their ability to improve oxygen uptake in the lungs and oxygen transport in the blood. Better oxygen efficiency improves physical stamina, supports cognitive performance, and enhances overall vitality. This is one reason cordyceps is often used by individuals with highly active lifestyles or demanding physical routines. The benefit is not a sudden surge of intensity, but a steadier supply of energy. Adaptogens also affect how the body recovers from periods of elevated stress hormones. High cortisol over time can weaken immunity, disrupt sleep, reduce muscle mass, and slow metabolism. Ashwagandha has been shown in clinical research to reduce elevated cortisol and support healthier daily cortisol rhythms. Rhodiola helps prevent cortisol spikes during mental or physical stress. Holy basil interacts with stress-related neurotransmitters, helping maintain internal balance. When cortisol cycles normalize, sleep becomes more restorative, immunity strengthens, and mental balance improves. The connection between adaptogens and sleep quality is particularly significant. Even small improvements in sleep can influence cognitive clarity, metabolic balance, immune resilience, and emotional stability. Reishi has calming effects on the nervous system that support deeper sleep cycles. Ashwagandha reduces internal stress responses that interfere with falling asleep. Tulsi helps lower the physiological tension that can keep the mind overstimulated at night. By reducing the underlying stress burden, adaptogens create the conditions for more consistent, restorative rest. Gut stability is another system that quietly benefits from adaptogens. Stress disrupts digestion, slows motility, and affects the microbiome. Reishi provides prebiotic fibers that act as fuel for beneficial bacteria. Ashwagandha helps reduce the stress signals that interfere with digestion. Holy basil supports gastrointestinal balance during periods of emotional or physical pressure. A stable gut environment improves nutrient absorption, which is critical for maintaining energy and supporting mental clarity. Adaptogens also show potential in supporting reproductive system resilience under stress. Maca contains plant sterols and bioactive compounds that support endocrine balance. Ashwagandha interacts with hormonal pathways that affect stress-related reproductive changes. Holy basil has been studied for its ability to reduce stress-related hormonal fluctuations. These interactions do not override the endocrine system, but help maintain stability during stress exposure. Another area of interest is how adaptogens support cardiovascular stability. Oxidative stress and chronic inflammation can contribute to vascular stiffness and reduced circulation efficiency. Ginseng supports nitric oxide signaling, improving blood vessel function. Rhodiola reduces oxidative stress in cardiac tissue. Astragalus supports vascular integrity through its antioxidant components. These benefits contribute to long-term cardiovascular resilience by helping blood vessels respond effectively to physical and emotional stress. The antioxidant properties of adaptogens play an essential role in cellular protection. Long-term oxidative stress accelerates aging and increases susceptibility to chronic fatigue. Schisandra berries are particularly rich in antioxidants that support liver and cellular stability. Ashwagandhas with analytes protect cells from oxidative damage. Shilajit transports minerals into cells, optimizing enzyme activity and supporting mitochondrial energy under stress. This level of cellular protection preserves performance across all major bodily systems. What makes adaptogens stand out in modern science is that their effects do not rely on a single mechanism. They work through multiple pathways at once. They influence the nervous system by modulating stress signals. They support the endocrine system by helping balance hormones under pressure. They enhance metabolic efficiency by improving nutrient use and mitochondrial energy. They support immunity by helping immune cells communicate more effectively. They protect cells from oxidative damage through their antioxidant compounds. All these pathways contribute to one outcome: improved resilience. Adaptogens also support the body during fluctuating energy demands. On days when stress is high or sleep is insufficient, adaptogens help prevent sharp drops in energy. When activity increases, they help maintain performance without overstimulation. This ability to adjust based on internal conditions is central to the definition of adaptogens. They increase the body's capacity to maintain internal balance even when conditions change rapidly. Another scientific observation is how adaptogens influence the body's ability to stabilize mood during unpredictability. Stress can create swings in emotional stability due to changes in neurotransmitters and cortisol rhythms. Rhodiola has been shown to support balanced serotonin and dopamine activity. Ashwagandha helps reduce internal stress signals that contribute to irritability or emotional exhaustion. Holy basil supports the nervous system during emotional pressure. These effects contribute to a grounded, steady state of mind. Long-term use of adaptogens can also help the body maintain its natural resistance to illness. Stress weakens immunity by interfering with immune cell communication. Reishi's beta-glucans support immune intelligence by helping cells detect threats more accurately. Astragalus supports signaling pathways used by the immune system during challenges. Holy basil reduces stress-related immune suppression. These effects help maintain consistent immunity during times of physical or emotional stress. Adaptogens also play a role in liver health, which affects energy, metabolism, and detoxification. Schisandra supports liver enzymes that help break down waste products efficiently. Reishi protects liver cells through its antioxidant compounds. Holy basil helps maintain liver balance during stress exposure. A healthy liver is essential for filtering toxins, processing nutrients, and supporting hormonal stability, making this another critical pathway influenced by adaptogens. One of the most valuable aspects of adaptogens is how they help maintain long-term homeostasis. Homeostasis is the body's ability to keep internal conditions stable despite external changes. Stress, lack of sleep, high workloads, and environmental challenges all disrupt this balance. Adaptogens strengthen the body's regulatory networks so they can bring the system back to balance more efficiently. This ability to support long-term homeostasis is what makes adaptogens relevant in modern health science. Adaptogens also support physical performance by reducing the impact of fatigue. Rhodiola reduces perceived exertion during activity. Cordyceps increases oxygen efficiency. Ginseng supports circulation and nutrient delivery to muscles. These effects help maintain performance even when physical demand increases. Their influence on cognitive consistency is equally important. The brain performs best when stress signals are controlled, blood sugar is stable, circulation is efficient, and neurons are protected. Adaptogens support all these pathways simultaneously. This leads to improved clarity, sharper memory, and enhanced ability to stay focused during long tasks. Another point supported by research is the influence of adaptogens on muscle recovery. Cordyceps and rhodiola help reduce stress-related muscle fatigue. Ginseng supports improved nutrient delivery to muscles through better circulation. Schisandra reduces oxidative stress that occurs during intense activity. These interactions contribute to quicker recovery and reduced soreness. Adaptogens also support the body during busy schedules, irregular routines, or emotionally demanding periods. They help stabilize energy, improve resilience, and reduce the internal strain caused by uncertainty or rapid change. This makes them valuable tools for maintaining stability when life becomes unpredictable. Overall, adaptogens support the body's natural capacity to handle stress, maintain balance, and respond efficiently to challenges. They do not force results or override biological systems. They strengthen the body's ability to manage stress, recover more effectively, think more clearly, sleep more efficiently, and maintain internal stability. Their effects build gradually over time, creating a foundation of resilience that supports long-term well-being.